Hello, everybody. We are introducing question answer shorts. Basically, this question answer session is going to be a better incentive for you to learn question answers, short answer, and also paragraph form. And thank you, Dr. Prashant, for coming in.
Good evening, everybody. We are very happy to be back with the third semester paper, Appreciating Prose. And in this particular presentation or episode, we plan to do how you need to answer the short questions. So we begin with the first module of Appreciating Prose, and I'll be moving to my next slide. So in this particular slide, we are trying to distinguish between prose and poetry. As you see in my slide, which you can read, I have categorically distinguished prose from poetry. And I have made it very clear that prose, on one hand, we have it's a written work, consists of sentences and paragraphs, do not have a metrical pattern, and regular form of writing, meaning it is closer to everyday speech, normal kind of a speech. On the other hand, poetry is a genre that is among literature, which contains lines and stanza forms, meaning metrical composition, based on particular format and rhythmic with figure of speech and such utterances. And there's a unique style of writing. So every writer, every poet makes a signature with his words. Similarly, but that may not be a distinction, but poetry has a special marking for that. So poetry is not closer to everyday speech. Maybe with an exception, there are few poems which are close, but normally poetry is a bit of elevated kind of an utterance. So when we straight away move to the question answer session, see, these are the 10 questions that I am planning to give you right now, and of which I'll be answering a few of them in the next slide. So when you look at the pattern of the question, as I have mentioned it earlier, we have two different sets of questions. One, a question with question words like what, where, when, and maybe who. And maybe question like define, explain, elucidate, why, how. So we initially distinguish between the questions which you only need to answer with a word or a phrase, that too in complete sentence, definitely, and another set of questions or a set of questions which you need to answer in more than a sentence. So initially, let us look at how the questions are. I am going to divide the question into a question which requires only a word or a phrase as an answer, and there are also questions among short questions which require more words or maybe sentences. So when you look at the next slide, so this is my question. See, which is closer to everyday speech, prose or poetry? This can be a kind of a yes or no question or a kind of a multiple choice question where you have to pick the right choice among two or three choices. Anne Frank's diary of a young girl is an example of dash, meaning what kind of writing is that? This question can be worded differently. You can get it as a multiple choice question even. Or what category does Anne Frank Diary of a Young Girl is? A poem like Baudelaire's poem Be Drunk is an example of what kind of poetry, right? So these are the questions, and I've given the answers: prose, non-fiction, and prose poem. But always remember, you are literature main students. You need to write in complete sentence. Do not leave an answer like this. Of course, the first question can be answered like that because the question is yes or no kind of a question, which you need to write only one word as an answer. I have given the two choice I have given, so you can write either prose or poetry. But Anne Frank's diary, that second question, you can write like Anne Frank's diary of a young girl is an example of non-fiction, right? If it is a fill in the blanks question, then you need to write only that particular word. But always remember that being a literature student, you need to put the answer in a complete sentence unless it is a short multiple choice question or it's a fill in the blanks question, right? So thank you. This is my first presentation. Stay tuned we'll make the next presentation. So thank you for listening to this session. Over to Prem.
Prashant. And as I said, നേരത്തെ തന്നെ search barൽ QAshorts space English Skills 1. എല്ലായിടത്തും English Skills 1 ഇട്ടോളൂ. അതോടുകൂടെ you will get all these videos with you. So till the next video, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank
Your
you
like
all.
and dislike also, please.
It counts a lot. Thank you.